Most of this, by the way, is Photoshop. Most of this is made in someone's computer. This has nothing, this is inauthentic. And others, the one that they found on a pumpkin, it turned out that the man was using some sort of fertilizer that made the actual name of Allah, or Bismillah Rahman Rahim, pop out a little bit. And then they found people actually forged this kind of stuff. So when you receive anything that says that they found the name of Allah somewhere, or the name of Muhammad on a sheep or something, then don't forward this information and don't believe it. Because we don't base our iman on okay, now I believe in Allah, and before that I was doubtful. There's no such thing. So there's this for real? It's not. And is this basis for true belief? Absolutely not. Gaza. Very often our brothers in Islam are being harmed and killed in various places in the world. And people seem to have the fascination with taking pictures of Muslims that are wounded and circulating around the Muslim world so they can get some donation. This actually is unacceptable. And there's a fatwa for Sheikh Fawzan about this very issue. Because it shows Muslims, let me give you the actual breakdown. First, picture making. Taking pictures is a problem in Islam in and of itself. And inshallah, maybe one of these lectures we will give a whole lecture on the issue of taking pictures, because there's a difference of opinion among the scholars. Least to say, a good number of scholars, perhaps the majority, do not allow taking pictures, period. Unless you're renewing your iqamah or your passport and you need a picture for a valid reason. Otherwise, no. Now, taking pictures of people that are injured is, first we have the issue of picture making. Second, we have the issue of content which weakens the strength of the Muslims. When you see your brothers in faith being chopped in halves and blood everywhere, this kind of make you feel inferior to the kuffar. We feel weakened, but the Muslims are being attacked and we have no power, nothing to defend them. And this will kind of make you depressed. Or the other extreme reaction is that people overreact. And they may go downstairs and see a kafir in the street and punch him. Say why? Well, because they're killing the Muslims, on my PC upstairs, so I will take revenge from this man. But this man wants da'wah. He doesn't need to be punched. So in whichever reaction, it is not a sound reaction. So when you receive information containing pictures of Muslims being in a state of weakness, do not forward this to others. A, because picture making is a problem and you are propagating that. Second, Muslims do not need to be in this position. It's too much. So you want people to give sadaqah? You say, brother, give sadaqah for the sake of Allah. You don't need to show them dying Muslims for them to give sadaqah for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I want to give you some guidelines. Things to look out for when dealing with email. Once it tells you to forward to all your contacts, then that's fishy already. Once it says forward to all, automatically don't forward to all. If you don't forward, then this will happen, time bomb. Again, then this is fishy, don't forward to anyone. Guilt trip. You're ashamed of Allah or the Prophet if you don't forward. Same thing I told you earlier. Allah will, Allah, if you deny me in front of your friends, I will deny you on the day of judgment. And all the same guilt trip. Don't worry. Don't feel guilty. You are not obliged to forward anything. Not. If you wish to do so, barakallah feek. If not, this is not an obligation on you. Christian email stories modified to sound Islamic. I gave you some samples of that, and there are many, many more out in the world as well. Look out for narrations without sources or references. The Prophet ﷺ said, and give you narration. Who narrated the hadith? Mafi. Who collected the hadith? Nothing either. Be careful of those. And once you receive that, it is haram for you to forward it. Brothers and sisters in Islam, it is haram for you to forward any email without authenticating and verifying the authenticity of the references. You're not allowed to do it. Once somebody sends you an email, reply, say, Barakallah feek, give me the references. When you give me the authentic references, I promise you I will forward it so Muslims will benefit. Until then, don't forward anything. You are not allowed to do so. Because you are giving a fatwa and you are sharing knowledge. If you don't have the prerequisites, then you may not do so. Email etiquettes. Ever since by the grace of Allah, we have established the email address onewaytoparadise@gmail.com. By the grace of Allah Azza wa Jalla, I have been receiving maybe hundreds of emails, thousands of emails from all Muslims all over the world, and I praise Allah for this bounty. Muslims who share their problems, Muslims who want advice, Muslims who I get fatwa from other scholars. I'm not a mufti, so I don't give him any fatwa on my own. But sometimes people don't have the right manner or the right etiquettes in sending an email. So sometimes somebody will send you an email with all big font, 28, and big caps lock bold letters. Brother, can you please verify this narration? It's like, Why, brother? Give me. By the way, in the business world, this is considered rude. It's as if I'm saying you are blind and dumb, and because of that, I need to give you everything big. So I'll make sure that you don't misunderstand anything. So this is not acceptable. When you send an email, we have times of capitalization. According to many of the linguists, email have a special ruling. You don't even have to apply the rulings of capitalization and punctuation. Fine. But all caps lock doesn't work either. It is very offensive. Second, use appropriate names for email addresses. I have people sending me an email, brother, I need help, and his email address is Mad Devil. I said, the first problem, brother, is that you need to change your email address. Of course, how can a Muslim call himself mad devil at whatever.com? Another one said, I'm pretty chick. I said, pretty chick? What do you mean pretty chick, sister? And you're sending me emails? A'udhu billah. Hot hunk. Or cold punk. What is this stuff, man? Keep your emails straight. Muhammad underscore, Rabia. Even avoid the underscore, because people confuse underscore and dash. You almost never receive emails when you have an underscore in your emails, because people always confuse them. Keep your name, straight to the point. Something Islamic, or something to your name, hot, this and mad devil and this, astaghfirullah. So make sure you keep your email addresses acceptable, usernames as well. Same thing with the username. Patience. Use BCC, B1 forwarding. Don't show everyone your mailing list. Because what happens, people wind up copying that from you, and then the next day you start receiving emails from people you don't know. Why? Because someone sent you an email and you were on the main list. And then you start receiving, Christian emails and all kinds of emails. You never requested that. So when you want to send to many people, BCC them. Put your own email address. Create one in Gmail, one in Hotmail. You can even leave it blank. They will see 2 and 0, nothing. And the BCC will have the rest of the people. Don't put them on the CC where they can see them, or on the actual to tab. I hope that is clear. Don't leave the subject blank. It's very irritating, especially if you have to deal with fatwa and with questions, and you have to kind of categorize them. So you receive an email with no subject. And so, it's difficult. When I have a subject, I know when to go back to it, when it needs to be done. So please, when you do send an email, put a subject. It's important even when you write a book. Can you write a book without a subject? No one will buy it. Can you write a letter? You must have a subject, right? So make sure you do that. طيب. Maintain good manners when emailing. Someone, may Allah guide him, he thought that I worked for him. He would send me emails with 8, 9 questions, and then he would complain about time. And he would, he thought I was a slave, and I'm obliged somehow to answer every question in a way pleasing to him. And then when I told him, brother, this, try to be nice to me. At the end of the day, barakallah feek, and it's a ni'mah from Allah. Let's just say that I'm helping you for the sake of Allah. Consider it a favor. So he gave me a lecture, and he said, I'll just go to someone else. And he never emailed me afterwards. And so, this is not appropriate. Is when you send someone an email, and be nice. People are doing you a favor. People taking their time. They have children, they have wives, they have things to do. They're taking time to reply to your email with a personal information. At least be kind. Say, Jazakallahu khairan, barakallahu feek. Not, what's taking you so long? I'm not going to email you again. Don't email me again. I'm not upset with you anymore. And other people send me tons of hadith. Somebody said, brother, please see attachment and verify narrations. I look at a PDF, with 500 pages. All of it in English. Brother, what do I look like to you? How am I going to verify 50 narrations, 60 narrations with no Arabic text? It's impossible. If you want some text to be verified,